There are many things that you give up when living on your own, as they are just too much effort. One day, while I was busy working on my computer, I suddenly thought that I would love a barbecued lamb chop. I am a very fussy eater, and I have not had a decent lamb chop in absolutely ages, as, quite honestly, it's just too much effort. Frying a chop is not that great, and starting the gas barbecue and cleaning it off is just simply too much trouble. So I thought to myself, there must be an easier way. I went into my workshop to see what I could use, and I found a stainless steel tiffin that I'd purchased many years before and have never used. A tiffin is an Asian stainless steel container used for keeping meals hot for up to about an hour. So I decided that this was to be my new barbecue. I started by drilling large holes around the sides of the stainless steel container, and then drilled holes into the base of the top two containers. Just make sure when you do this that you do grind off the edges, as they can be very sharp and you can cut yourself. I also drilled a hole in the lid and tried to think of something that could block the hole in the lid when it was required, and I suddenly thought of using a magnet, and this works amazingly well. I then found an old cake cooling rack that I cut to size for a barbecue grid. To get the barbecue going, I broke up a few barbecue briquettes and placed them in the base of the container with a few smoking wood chips and some broken up firelighters around the sides. I then placed the loaded up container on a pot plant saucer to catch any embers, and I also put it on a brick just so it would not burn anything underneath it. I was now ready to start. I was really excited to see what was going to happen. Using a firelighter, I started my first proper barbecue in years. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes for the coals to be ready to start cooking on. I usually have some sort of chops in my freezer, which I've already packed into single packets, so I took out one of these, which had 2 small lamb chops. I then placed the frozen bag of chops into to thaw out while the coals are burning. I also put some barbecue sauce and a little bit of salt on the chops before I put them on the barbecue to cook. I had intended on having a lovely salad with my dinner, but I went outside to see how the chops were doing, and they were looking so tempting that I picked one up and nibbled at the edge. It was absolutely divine. I stood outside and ate both lamb chops and totally forgot about the salad, and that was how my mini barbecue addiction began. I now have about 3 barbecues a week. No stove to clean, just pour out the ashes in the morning. Not only is this a great barbecue, it is also a terrific smoker. The coals do carry on burning for quite some time, and that is the next great part of the story. You can put one of the other containers on top of this, obviously removing the grid first, then place your food to be smoked inside and put the lid on and let the smoking begin. If starting smoking from scratch, place some broken up firelighters, smoking chips and a few broken up charcoal briquettes into the container. Light it up, let it burn until the flames stop. While you are waiting for the flames to die down, take a frozen food portion sealed in a plastic bag and place it in a bowl of warm water to thaw out. Once the flames have died down, place one of the containers with holes in the base on top of the flame container and place the food to be smoked inside this. Cover with the lid and let it smoke until the food is ready. I hope you enjoy your barbecue and smoked food as much as I do. I've been thinking of other great ideas for simple and even cheaper ways to make a great barbecue, so subscribe to my channel and I'll put them up as soon as possible. And the really good news is that hopefully the recording should get better, as this is my very first attempt. Cheers for now. This is me at onlyme.com.au.